On today's episode, we're going to be covering our most anticipated TV, movies, and video games for 2017. Here we go.
Hold on to your butts.
Welcome back to We Sound Like Nerds. I'm John. I'm here with
Jordan, as always.
And Kyle.
How's it going, guys?
It's going.
Going pretty good.
Another week in the books.
Another week in the books. I've been sick, forever. I feel terrible. So my throat and how I sound is going to be extra gravelly this week. Kyle, you forgot that we were recording today.
Yes, I was fashionably late, minus the fashion.
You look all right, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm growing out some scruff lately.
That's me 10 minutes after shaving.
Yeah, that's what this is.
I just shaved for the first time in a week tonight.
This is,
and I was about at the length you are.
Yeah, it's about a week for me. So we'll start with some news topics. The Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds documentary came out Saturday on HBO.
I saw the advertisement for it.
Yeah, Bright Lights. I've made it through most of it, and it's a super sweet documentary about Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher. I learned a lot that I didn't know about Debbie Reynolds and her relationship with Eddie Fisher and what she did afterwards and how she was still performing shows up until recently.
Eddie Fisher is Carrie's mom, or Carrie's dad, I mean.
Carrie's dad, yeah. Who left Carrie's mom for Elizabeth Taylor. It was a big scandal. And we were wrong. Eddie Fisher did produce a couple movies, but he was most known as a singer.
Oh,
and he had more one-hit songs than the Beatles and Elvis Presley combined.
Really?
Yeah, way back in the day, 50s and stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was the main spokesperson for Coca-Cola. They call him the Coke Kid.
Huh.
Yeah, super, super big name, and it's just, that old Hollywood lifestyle that if you aren't a historian of Hollywood, you might not ever know that all of that went on, but yeah, it's pretty cool to find all that out. And their relationship was just so sweet, and it's bittersweet knowing that they're both gone now, but yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's if you have HBO Go or any of those HBO streaming services, you can still catch it. I know it aired, I think, 7 o'clock on HBO on Saturday.
How recently was this filmed before they passed away?
Over the last couple years. I know it wasn't supposed to come out until March or April, okay. But after they both passed away, they moved it up. HBO did that, so that was cool of them. Because I know it's been doing the award circuit for the different festivals, like a lot of documentaries do. But yeah, I was very impressed. And there's a lot of home videos of Carrie when she's a kid, and it's just oh man, what a, the title of the show, Bright Lights, she was just a bright, happy-go-lucky kid. And
nice behind-the-scenes look at some of your Hollywood icons.
Yeah. Any other news items that you guys had pulled up?
I didn't find anything this week. No, I don't think.
Kyle?
I was 100% unprepared for this.
Yeah,
so.
You didn't even know what we were doing. And
I come in and I'm like, what were we doing again?
I had sent you several texts during the week, so...
Yeah, I'm horrible with that.
That's all right.
Yeah, he didn't respond to the group text.
He didn't.
I was at work, and then I was like, I'll text him back later. And then I was like, is he sleeping? He might be sleeping.
Yeah, I have a night job as my primary source of income, aside from this podcast. So I sleep during the day a lot, usually. Not a lot. I don't sleep much, but I do sleep during the day. Mass Effect, what?
Before we start... I have to point out that you neglected to mention someone that commented on our post last week.
I forgot to mention it's Nick
Amon.
Nick Amon. Shout out to Nick Amon for replying to our request for what their best and worst 2016 games, TVs, and movies. And he had Rocket League as best and Division as worst.
Yep.
So kind of went along with some of our picks. So yeah, that was good. I hope more people contact the Facebook page, even if they're just friends and family, because we're sad. Yeah, Kyle needs to get on social media. I think he'd bring in a lot.
I happen to know Nick, and he pointed out that you didn't respond to him on Facebook nor mention him on the podcast.
I think I liked his comment.
Oh, I guess I didn't see that. I know you didn't respond to him.
Jeez.
We're burning our viewers already.
Yeah. So sorry, Nick, but I forgot.
Here's your shout out.
There you go.
Although he did say he didn't get the notification that we posted one last week, so he hadn't listened to it yet. So.
Oh. Well, you need to make sure that you follow us on Facebook, and you can follow us on our Twitter, and do all of those things, and you'll always get notified. And if you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes,
it automatically downloads.
It'll automatically download to your phone, depending on which version of the iPhone you have.
Yeah.
But anyways, so sorry about that, Nick Amon. We'll try to be better about that in the future, obviously. Kind of big BioWare news. They just kind of came out with, hey, we're going to drop Mass Effect Andromeda March 21st.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
nice.
It's right around the corner. I feel like this happened last year, or maybe, I think it kind of happened with Resident Evil 7. They dropped the demo for Resident Evil 7 just kind of out of the blue, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, this is the next Resident Evil game. No one really knew that it was Resident Evil, and it plays so much differently as first-person horror survival that no one was really expecting it to be that. So, yeah, I like that more companies are doing this kind of, oh yeah, surprise, this is coming out this year for you.
So we had no idea that Mass Effect was coming out?
No, like, most people knew it was probably this year. But with big AAA games that are delayed and delayed and delayed, like Final Fantasy 15 took over 10 years to come out.
Jeez.
It started a long time ago on PS3 as Final Fantasy Versus 13. And, so some games, though that's mostly Japanese developers that take forever, but AAA games here also can be delayed and delayed. So
yeah.
I like it when a big name game like that, but supposedly going to be pretty big.
Yeah, with Fallout 4, they did the big press release, and then I think during that they said it was coming out within like 4 months or something like that, 4 or 6 months, which was really, really cool, because when you hear something really nice, and you're just like, I can't wait for this, and then you don't have to wait for it. It's a big thing for a game.
When I mentioned that Mass Effect got a release date on the group text, Jordan said, am I supposed to know what this is?
Oh,
I did not know what Mass Effect was.
Yeah. And which is weird. Like, sometimes I forget how nerdy I am with, like everything that's nerdy that I know about, I assume everybody knows about, at least has heard about, but you hadn't even really heard about Mass Effect, right?
Never. I think I maybe heard the name, but never knew what it was about.
Yeah.
Going along with that same topic, rewind a little bit. What is AAA games?
AAA games are like your big name developers. Activision, EA.
Oh, okay.
They usually come out with a game that is very similar to the last game that they came out with, and it's kind of a yearly cycle. And it's usually, it's the ones that get all the commercials, like your Call of Duties, your Battlefields.
Mostly sequels.
Yeah, mostly sequels. Usually not fresh IPs. Uncharted, which I picked up last week, is also a AAA title. They have a big team that works on it for several years, and they come out with it, and it's usually reviewed very well and positively in the community. So, yeah, it's basically a AAA game.
Okay.
Yeah, should we just jump into most anticipated television for 2017?
Sure, let's do
that.
Yeah, so this year in TV, I'm looking forward to, obviously, the Netflix shows that come out every year. This year they're coming out with Iron Fist and The Defenders. I'm assuming Iron Fist will be first. I think it's in March.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about Iron Fist, but, I mean, I've liked Daredevil, I've liked Jessica Jones, I've liked what I've seen so far of Luke Cage, so I can't imagine I'm not going to like Iron Fist.
Yeah, I hope Iron Fist is the most fight-heavy show that we're going to get, because he does martial arts. Like, he has the mystical Iron Fist power. So, I don't know much about him either. I know that he was a playable hero in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. And
I've never heard of that
game. Obscure one there.
Obscure game, but...
no, not the game, just the reference.
Oh, yeah, the reference. because I don't know where else he would be from. I know he's part of Heroes for Hire with Luke Cage and all of that stuff. So I know his name's Danny Rand, and he's like Tony Stark levels rich.
Okay.
And kind of a hipster, hippie guy.
Like, obvious, like, his family must have been rich, because he isn't very old.
No, his family's really rich. And they have a lot to do with the Asian lady from Daredevil.
Yeah, I did see her in the trailer.
Yeah. And he comes across this mystical power called the Iron Fist, and it lets him punch really hard. And
so
that's what he does.
He doesn't actually have an iron fist.
No.
It's just called Iron Fist.
It's called
That's the power.
Fist. Yep. Yeah, and I don't know what his power levels are, but he could go toe to toe with a bunch of the Marvel universe. So I hope the fighting is top notch. And I don't know who's doing the fight choreography, but whoever did Daredevil season 2, hopefully they're getting schooling from them, because Daredevil season 2 had really good fights in it.
So continuing with the Netflix, I think Stranger Things 2 is slated for this year. I know it was kind of a hit or miss with a lot of people, but I was really into it and really looking forward to seeing where they're going to take that story.
Yeah, it was hit or miss within this table.
Exactly, yeah.
I was not on the bandwagon of the show, but you guys were. So
yeah, I think a 2-1 vote. It's still a good show because Kyle and I liked it, but Jordan didn't. I'm worried. Like, I know they're thinking about going back to the same characters and stuff, and I'm a little worried that how much weird shit can happen in this town.
Oh yeah,
because they already had this secret government building, and they had this upside down and demo.
Well, I mean, all those things are still in place, though, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah. So I mean, you can revisit things in a way without making it boring or repetitive. Hopefully.
That's what they're hoping for season 2. Yeah, I'm most excited for Game of Thrones to restart. Usually around March and April is when the show gets kicked back up. But because of global warming, they weren't able to find snow to start their shoot.
Oh, really?
So it got delayed all the way till, I think, June. Like, middle of June is going to be the release date. So when summer is coming, winter will be coming. That's like words from the show that the Stark family, their words are winter is coming. And in the world of Game of Thrones, I know you guys don't really follow it, summers and winters last for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they've been in summertime. I think it's the longest summer that they've ever had. I don't know how long it's been. It's been over like 7 or 8 years.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then, but when winter hits, it's like 7 or 8 years of winter. So
it's like Alaska to the extreme.
Yeah. And during winter, all the crazy shit from up north tries to go south, and that's why they have a big wall and all of that, yada yada yada. So
that's why winter is coming was such a big ad, like they pushed it so much or whatever in their ads and stuff,
because winter finally arrived in season 6. So
but can they travel far enough north where it's cold, or is it okay, it's not like the entire planet is in the summer.
So it's kind of a tangent, but where the Starks live is Winterfell, and they're the Wardens of the North. So they have their whole area that they are in charge of is larger than the rest of the 7 kingdoms combined. And they're so far up north that they get snow in like the summertime every once in a while. And they basically make sure monsters and ice spiders and dire wolves and that sort of thing don't go south to where all of the fair-skinned people live. But that's why the Starks were always such a bummer, because they're always, winter is coming. It's like, don't be a downer, man. It's like summer. Live a little. They were always kind of a moody bunch, but most of them got killed, so.
Maybe that's why they were a moody bunch. It's like, we know we're all going to die.
Yeah. They had they were the most prepared for winter to arrive. There's this really sweet moment between Jon and Sansa in season 6, and Sansa turns to Jon and she's like, "Oh, Raven came today. Winter has arrived." And Jon turns to her and he's like, "Father always promised, didn't he?" It was kind of, I don't know why, but it made me smile. I'm like, oh, because their dad was Sean Bean, and he got
As he does with 90% of his roles, he gets offed.
He got decapitated at the end.
Well, at least he went out with
1.
some style this time.
He did.
It's usually some gut shot or something weird.
Yeah. For people who didn't read the books, it was a very like, wait, what? He's the main character of the show. How do you...
Oh, really?
Yeah, how do you kill him off? And yeah.
Is he still in the books?
No, he's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you said some characters...
Yeah, some characters make it and some characters don't. But yeah, he was killed off in the first season.
Was he killed off that early in the books too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, end of the first book.
So it's not like they just killed him off because of Sean Bean.
No.
And it was just a habit.
Ironically, that it was Sean Bean, basically. So yeah, I'm most excited for that. And then my other one is Iron Fist. I'm really excited to see how they do that. I'm hoping Defenders is only like 8 episodes. My one gripe about the Marvel shows is they go a little bit too long. There's a lot of filler.
A lot of drawn out parts.
Yeah. A lot of filler episodes. Luke Cage had a couple of those towards the back end. More than... I don't know. It seems like every season there's 2 or 3 episodes you could cut and make it, a 10 episode season. And I would still be fine with that. Just make it a little bit tighter.
That kind of happened to me today. I had some time, so I watched Luke Cage, and I was not as far into it as I thought I was.
Yep.
Turns out I was only on episode 4.
Yep.
I thought I was on like 8.
Yep.
But episode 4 it was dealing with him, like his backstory of when he went to prison, and
which is cool, but again,
it was just
moving along,
dragged on.
Yeah. So did you see... How far are you in the show now?
That was that I only watched that episode. So it was when he was buried under the rubble with the Chinese lady that owns the restaurant.
Yeah, from the RPG.
And right at the end, he gets out of the building or whatever, and
okay,
that's as far as I am.
Because the show does kind of take a twist, like episode 5, I think.
I have yet to start it. So
you have yet to start it.
I didn't even watch Jessica Jones yet, so I know.
That was like 2 years ago.
I know. I'm just lazy about those ones.
Terrible. Terrible. So yeah, like The Walking Dead, being excited for season 7.2.
7, yep. Second episode.
If they're doing the March to War storyline, which it looks like they are, they're going to spend the next half of this season getting everybody behind attacking Negan, and we'll probably have another... We're gonna have another like really weak season finale.
Yeah, I'm imagining Negan's gonna like put that down before it gets started too far, you know, and then they'll have to like do it again because Negan's one of those characters, one of those bad guys you want to keep around because as much as people hate him, he is a great character.
Yeah, he's easily the best villain that they've had on the show.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
What villains have they had on the show? Let's go off on that tangent. Other than the governor, has there been any other main?
The Terminus dude, I forget his name.
The Hunters.
Oh, yes.
Those are the guys from Terminus.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were called the Hunters. You have the Claimers, which Daryl got tied up with. They were the guys that always claimed stuff.
Rick bit the throat out of the guy.
I don't remember that one, I guess.
It was when they all got split up.
Yeah, right after the prison fell.
Yeah, before they got to Terminus.
Oh, okay.
Shane from season 2. He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, aside from the governor, they really haven't.
They haven't had like one where it's one main person or whatever. It's always just been like a couple groups here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's, one of the first figureheads aside from the governor. And the governor in the show is a lot different from the governor in the comics. The governor in the comics is much crazier.
He was a grade A piece of shit.
Yeah, he was psychotic.
Yeah. But the things Michonne did to him made it kind of worth it. Like, he did some horrible shit to her, but she got him back big time.
Yeah. You know how Governor loses his eye when Michonne stabs him?
In the show.
Okay.
In the show. In the comics, she carved it out with a spoon.
Oh.
Which, just prior to carving his eye out, she raped him in the ass with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
With the spoon?
With the spoon that she then...
Put into his eye?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that probably wasn't good for cable TV.
Yeah.
I can see why they changed that.
Yeah, they would have had to. Plus, you can't really sell that type of madman on a show.
Well, not only that, like, I think it would change people's image of Michonne as well. Like,
yeah.
Granted, like I said, he did some horrible shit to her.
Yeah.
And he was the one that cut off Rick's arm.
And there's a lot of stuff, a lot of characterizations in Walking Dead that they've changed.
Yeah.
Like, Andrea was not supposed to die in season 3.
Exactly.
But she is like, Michonne has taken her place because in the comic books, Rick and Andrea have that relationship that Michonne and him have.
Yeah.
And I think Michonne actually hooks up with the dreadlock guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. The one that was with Tara, that one episode. Yeah.
When she found beachfront or whatever. That one community.
Seaside? Yeah.
Yeah, we're really good at this. We're really good.
We just go off on tangents.
Yep.
Well, that one was my fault.
No, that's all right.
All right.
We're not excited for... We're not that excited for Walking Dead.
Not as excited as I used to be. That's all I can say. There's ones that get me going a little bit more than The Walking Dead right now.
And if AMC ever... I don't know if they'll ever lose steam off Walking Dead because they've made so much money off that show.
Yeah.
Basically, all of their other shows are based around the Walking Dead formula. You have the show, and then you have the Talk About It show after the show. And then they also introduce their new crappy show after the Talk About It show. And they've done that for a couple different series that they've started up. But, put it on Netflix. See if Netflix wants to buy it. And they give us all of the episodes at once. Because I don't know if this week-by-week formula, if people are buying it anymore. Because it's certainly becoming exhausting to watch that show week by week. Because it's like, are we going to get back to this character? Are we going to get back to this character? I don't know if I want to waste an hour on a Sunday watching this. So we'll see.
It's kind of a drain from season 6 to 7, like being that's like, how long are we going to wait to know who dies?
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of the antithesis of it.
Yeah. That first episode.
Do we have a set, like how many seasons are left of The Walking Dead?
They haven't said because really the show is still a few years back behind the comics.
It's still behind?
Yeah, because Glenn's death in season 7 actually took place in the comics way back when season 3 was on air. So they've had a lot more time to have a lot more storylines since then. So yeah, they didn't even know if Negan was going to be in season 6 or 7. They thought it was too soon. But really, I mean, aside from him, and I know that there's a group called the Whisperers. That's a big storyline for a while. I actually don't know where they're at in the comics now because it's...
Because didn't you stop reading, like, once Glenn died or something?
Yeah,
I
stopped reading around that time.
Shall we move on to the most anticipated movies of 2017?
We can. I mean, it's next on the list.
Yeah, and we should probably follow our list. I've forgotten what I was going to talk about.
Well, I have a few movies.
Somebody else is prepared.
Once again, I was completely unprepared, but I'm pretty sure we're getting an Episode 8 Star Wars this year, right? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's also on my list, so I think we're all going to be talking about the same things here.
What's the subtitle to that one?
It's not announced yet.
Oh, okay.
Episode 8, anything could be the subtitle.
I did see Mark Hamill had a tweet about a teaser trailer maybe coming soon.
Yeah, I know that they're dropping a teaser trailer this spring. So,
just because they were so focused on Rogue One, is that why we haven't gotten one yet? I feel like we're already into the same year the movie's coming out. We should have some kind of trailer by now.
Yeah, teaser trailers are usually 10 months out from the movie release. And then they, bombard you the last 2 or 3 months with a bunch of different trailers.
Oh, okay.
I know something weird that happened with Rogue One is they didn't have trailers for that this past summer like they were going to because Mission Impossible Rogue Nation was in theaters, so they thought people would confuse the two. It's like
it's very easy to confuse.
Yeah. No. Your standard moviegoer, though. Yeah,
that's true.
Probably.
Yeah, you might get the average person a little thrown off.
Damn mouth breathers. What's this? The next Mission Impossible? I don't know why he's English, but
you think the English people would know better?
Yeah, what I think of you, England.
These people in Star Wars are all English.
So yeah, hopefully we get a teaser trailer soon. That would be good because I want to see. Everybody wants to see what's going on in Episode 8.
Oh yeah,
that's not the only movie I'm excited for though. I saw a question posed to Adam Driver about Kylo Ren being in Episode 8, which obviously he's in.
I was gonna say, why wouldn't he be?
Like,
and Adam Driver's answer was kind of weird. He said, depends on what your definition of living is. So maybe Kylo Ren got more messed up than we thought.
Is he going to go full Vader now?
He probably, that's...
Or it's like life support's keeping him alive sort of thing?
Because he gets shot in the gut.
Well, and then he had like the big gash up the side of his face. And
yeah, that was one thing. I watched the Everything Wrong with...
Oh, yeah, those guys at Cinema Sins?
Yeah.
Those guys are really great.
And one of their sins was he gets hit in the face with a lightsaber and doesn't die.
Yeah, that's true. Just grazed him. Merely a flesh wound.
I guess.
But it would cauterize the wound, so it's like you're not going to bleed out. It's all sealed up.
That's a
Except
good point.
for in episode 4.
Yeah, because they had to have some miscellaneous blood squirt.
Yeah. It's the only time...
Somebody bleeds from a lightsaber attack?
What part? I guess you'll have to remember.
in the cantina when Buttface and Nosejob are hassling.
Oh, when he cuts off his arm, there's blood squirts?
There's blood.
It's Obi-Wan that does it, right?
Yeah, Obi-Wan does it. He's such a badass.
Even as an old guy.
Anyways.
Is that ever explained of that people won't bleed if they're hurt?
I think
or is that just something...
Well, in the expanded universe, I think they explained it away that alien's blood couldn't be cauterized. It has too high of a burning
Oh, okay.
That's
temp.
cool.
So yeah, they have to think of everything. Anything else for episode 8?
I don't think so.
I'm hoping to get more... I'm hoping to get some training montages
Between Rey
and Luke.
Yeah.
Luke pulling a Yoda.
It's just funny he was living like Obi-Wan was living back in Tatooine. Just like, all right, I'm kind of out by myself now.
We get so little of Mark Hamill in episode 7. We don't really know.
The littlest of little. Like, you get a dramatic face. That's about it. Like a turn and take off the hood, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Basically the same amount of Carrie Fisher we get in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Just a quick turnaround.
But she does more because she actually has a line.
That's true.
It gives us hope or something like that.
Yeah, hope, I think is the only thing she says.
Hey, yeah. Well, yep. One word more than what he had.
One more. That's 100% more dialogue than he had in episode 7. So yeah, we still don't really know what he was doing there. I know there's speculation that he was looking for the first Jedi Temple, and we know that there was a Jedi Temple on Jeddah in Rogue One, but these are now 30, 40 years apart from each other, so who really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see if we're going to get depressed Chewie or like super, let's go screw up some First Order nuts.
Go rip off some people's arms.
Yeah, out of their sockets.
I bet he's got it out for Kylo. He's like, if I ever see that asshole.
But wouldn't he have been there for like when Kylo was young? So couldn't there be kind of a...
Well, we don't really know.
That's true. It doesn't really say if Chewie was with them when they were when Han and
we don't know when Han split.
Yeah,
from that relationship.
Yeah. I think it was after Kylo or after Ben turned into Kylo because they talk about sending him away to somebody. Leia mentions it. She's like, I never should have sent him to somebody. I forget the name, and I wasn't sure if that was the big hologram guy or not.
No, I think. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to go back and check. I think Luke feels like he's a failed teacher because he was probably teaching all these guys.
Yeah.
I remember one of the games he had actually but he had started training more Jedi.
Yeah, and
or trying to.
Expanded
and then it
universe
all went to hell.
They did a lot with that. He opened up the Jedi temples on Yavin 4 and started rebuilding the Jedi Order. And I believe it was called New Jedi Order was the book series. But all of that got scrapped when Disney bought.
So it wasn't canon?
It's not canon anymore.
Gotcha.
It was back then.
I thought you had told me that the expanded universe doesn't exist in the eyes of Disney.
Well, it's starting to... The new expanded universe does. Like the new novels coming out are all...
Disney approved.
Yeah. Disney approved canon. So yeah, we don't know really what happened. I know the next one is going to be Han Solo, which I'm not super excited for. But
has that been cast yet? Like who's young? Is it somebody we know, or is it a
Eldon Aldenreich?
Yeah, I know it was somebody that I had never heard of for Han, but I do remember Donald Glover got for
Lando Calrissian.
Lando, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's a good pick.
Donald, like Is there a young? Oh, I'm thinking of Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Thinking of Danny.
I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's why
Isn't it
anytime
supposed
I
to
would
be-
say him, I'd always say Danny. I was like, no, it's not
He was
Danny.
on
It's not.
Community and
The Martian.
Atlanta.
He did.
Oh yeah, he did have a small part in The Martian.
I mean,
I'm also excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, I
That's
forgot about
come
that.
out this summer.
we've talked about it before. I think we watched the trailer before, but
Yeah, I'm excited.
Heck yeah.
Baby Groot.
Baby Groot, Rocket, Star-Lord,
The gang's all back.
The whole gang.
the whole gang, and they're adding people. Yondu and Nebula will be on the team
Ooh.
as well this time. So
Were they in the first movie?
Yeah, they were more
Neb-
bad guys, though.
yeah, Nebula
okay.
was working with
She was Gamora's sister,
Sister.
quote unquote.
but more like adopted sister.
Yeah.
Isn't she she looks like the same character in Star Trek, doesn't she? Like, isn't there a different colored, like green?
I don't watch Star Trek. Star Trek's for nerds.
What? Star Trek is awesome.
I don't know. Maybe.
I thought you were going to have something for that.
I can't think of any. Well, I mean, like, some alien races are blue and bald, but I can't think of any that, like, what they're called or anything.
No. But Yondu was the head of the Ravagers, played by Michael Rooker,
He had that little whistle weapon.
the whistle bow. And he was on the Guardians team before in the comics, so it's not.
Was he?
Yeah. But we are getting Igor the Living Planet.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. I can't remember who they cast. Can you check out? Yeah, it's not Uhura. She does have different colored skin, Jordan, but that doesn't make her an alien.
You were not putting that in.
Oh, well, I'm totally leaving that in.
No, you're not.
Totally leaving that in.
I could have swore there was someone on Star Trek that was like blue or something that he hooks up with
Yeah, in
in the first
Star Trek?
movie. Yeah,
Yeah, that's not the first movie, Jordan.
the first of the new.
Oh, the remake.
The remakes.
It's
Could be some random girl.
it's Uhura's roommate.
Yeah, he's kind of
She's a green-
Oh, that's
Flanders.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, she's just a green
See, I
screen
wasn't
alien.
that far off. Okay, who am I looking up?
Look up
Guardians 2
Igor the
cast.
Living Planet.
Kurt Russell?
Yeah, Kurt
Really?
Russell's gonna be him,
Nice.
and he's a sentient planet.
That's hilarious.
And the belief is that he is Star-Lord's dad.
What?
Yeah. So we
But-
don't know how that happened.
They referenced Star-Lord's dad in the first movie as
Do
being
on his mother's deathbed, she says he was an angel composed out of pure light.
okay.
So maybe
But-
he sent an avatar down,
But even Yandu was supposed to deliver him to his dad.
which is the
But
planet.
well, then they say, "Well, yeah, we're glad we didn't. That guy was an asshole or something
Yeah.
like that."
Yeah.
So same thing, like it was just a manifestation of him or something.
That, or they could be bringing him. This is what he looks like in the comics. I mean, he's literally a planet with a
Okay,
face.
see, that's what I was like. Now, is just the planet like speaks telepathically, or is it actually got a face?
has a mouth.
It's actually got a
Yeah.
face.
So we'll see what we get in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But I'm excited because that originally when we heard about Guardians of the Galaxy, it's a very unknown comic book, and everybody was like, "There's a talking raccoon in the next Marvel movie." It's like, no, that's not going to work, and it totally did. So I'm very excited.
Good old Snake Plissken.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted not Al Pacino, the other one.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, Robert De Niro to play Ego the Living Planet.
You talking to me?
That'd be funny. I'm a
I'm on the
sentient
planet.
planet. You talking to me?
We got it. Anything else on Guardians?
Nah.
I mean, otherwise, I have Spider-Man written down as coming out this year.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that should be good.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah,
Which
I completely forgot that was something I wanted to talk about.
well, and it's a good thing there's three of us.
Yes.
Jordan's keeping us honest.
Put all our minds together, we come up with one somewhat good talking point.
I'm very excited because I loved him in Captain America Civil War, Tom Holland. I think he's the best. We don't really know how he's going to be as Peter Parker because we don't get very much of him as Peter Parker in Civil War. We get a lot of him as Spider-Man, and all of that was very good.
You get those I think wasn't it the ending scene for Civil War was the where Stark comes to visit him.
No, that's during the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stark comes to recruit him during the movie, and then the end credit scene is just him using the Spider-Man symbol on his new wrist web shooter.
Which I actually just watched Civil War for the first time today.
Yay!
What'd you think of that?
Civil War, Trevor?
It was kind of weird looking or watching a movie where two characters you're supposed to like are fighting against one another.
He was conflicted.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're going for.
But then I also felt like Captain America kind of got overshadowed within his own movie. Like it was basically an Avengers movie that they just called Captain America. I mean, yeah, he gets his kind of his own part at the end or the climax where he and the Winter Soldier go up and meet up with whoever the bad guy is.
Baron Zemo.
Oh.
But, I mean, Iron Man even follows him to that.
Yep.
And then the climax of the movie is him fighting Iron Man again.
But did you feel like you understood both sides of the argument?
I think I did, yeah.
Did you, sway your opinion of, Captain America's wrong here or Iron Man's wrong here?
Well, it's funny that kind of the feeling I was getting as I was watching it is it's a movie, so you don't really think about all the carnage that they've caused.
Yeah.
And then they have this scene where they're all sitting around the table and they're going through the footage of the different fights that they've had and buildings falling down. And yeah, so I guess I kind of took the side that they are doing more damage than good.
Yeah.
And then it's an interesting point that I don't remember who points it out. I think Vision points it out that the crime kind of picked up more after they became a group and started fighting crime.
Yeah.
Like crime that wasn't there before was all of a sudden happening. So that was kind of an interesting point too, I thought.
I guess as a normal human, yeah, I would want superheroes to be like, hey, yeah, we're doing what you tell us to. But yeah, part of me is like, Tony, half of these problems are your fault. Like, you created Ultron. You made those helicarriers in Captain America Winter Soldier able to target all the targets that they wanted to pick up with their computers to kill everybody. That's your fault. Like, you should be the only one registering and, disarm yourself, sir.
And really, there is one scene where he takes responsibility for Ultron. He's talking about he got rid of his suits at one point or something.
Yeah, Iron Man 3.
But then he goes back in and starts working on Ultron or whatever, and then that whole issue in Avengers 2.
Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. But yeah, some great fights, like the airport fight's really great.
Yeah.
The Bucky escape.
That was really great. I liked where he put the barricade ramming thing on his arm and just started swinging that around.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite scenes.
Good stuff. I loved it when Spider-Man caught Winter Soldier's punch.
Yeah.
He's like, you have a metal arm?
That's so cool,
so
man.
Cool. I'm like, oh, that is Spider-Man. Like, that's what he would do if he was fighting a bad guy. He would comment about, like, oh, you have 8 arms? That's so cool. When he's fighting, like, Doc Ock or something.
Yeah. And in the comics, like, in the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, Aunt May is, like, really old.
Yeah.
How old is he supposed to be in the Tobey Maguire? Like, is he supposed to be still in high school?
He's supposed to be in high school.
So it's interesting that they made Aunt May in Captain America younger.
Like hot.
Yeah.
Ooh, woo. Yeah. Interesting casting choice because all of the Aunt Mays that we've ever gotten have been old.
Yeah.
Animated Spider-Man has always been an old Aunt May.
Is she old in the comics?
Usually. There's obviously a bunch of different universes that you can look at, but the standard, what is it? Marvel Universe 512, 516. Whatever the base Marvel storyline is, she's old. She's an old lady.
Okay.
Which is weird because wouldn't Aunt May be the same age as his parents?
You would think so.
If they were related. Anyways. But yeah, it's good to see.
Unless maybe it's supposed to be like a great aunt, and it's just the inferred Aunt May.
Yeah.
Aunt by name? Like it's just a friend of the family sort of thing? Like,
No, they're definitely related.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that we went through that Spider-Man tangent, should we talk about the movie that actually comes out in 2017? Or
Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Looks pretty good. It looks like a lot of people were worried because we get a lot of Tony Stark in the trailer that has dropped. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's getting people used to the idea of, oh, yeah, Spider-Man and Iron Man can be in the same movies now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I haven't seen those characters together before.
But so is Spider-Man going to continue to be in the Avenger movies? Or
I don't know how Sony and Disney have the plan written up. Sony is still making this Spider-Man movie. So that's a little bit scary because they haven't done the greatest with the last two that they've made. Really the last three that they've made. The way it works now is Disney gets like a final look over, like a final polish on the movie before it finally goes. And I know that like they can use Spider-Man in Disney movies, the Disney Marvel ones. And Sony can use a couple characters from the Marvel MCU at Disney.
Okay.
In their films. Like you have Happy Hogan, which is Tony Stark's like right-hand man.
Okay.
Jon Favreau.
Yep. He shows up in the
in the little trailer thing. Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of hoping to see some of him in there because that was one thing. Like he was in the first two Iron Man movies. Was he in the third one as well?
Yeah, he gets injured in the third one.
Oh, that's right.
He's in the hospital.
Right. During the suicide bomb thing.
Yeah,
that's right. But I don't know. I always like Jon Favreau's character in there, so he adds a good amount of comic relief.
He's also in Daredevil, which is funny.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays Foggy Nelson.
That's not Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
That is not Jon Favreau.
No,
That's Jon
100%. That is not Jon Favreau.
That's Jon Favreau.
I don't think it's
Unless
Jon
he just
Favreau.
happens to have the same name. That is
bet
not the same guy.
Both of you.
Foggy in Daredevil. No, that's definitely not, dude.
You'll have to look at the movie, not the TV show.
Oh, you're talking about the movie.
Oh,
We're talking about the TV show.
Yeah, I was thinking the Netflix show.
Why would I be talking about the TV show?
Why would you be talking about the movie that no one
that
liked?
movie sucked. How dare we mention that movie?
That movie was better than you might remember it.
You're not.
I
You're
remember
not
not
clarifying
liking
very well today.
Okay,
John.
that could be. I don't recall the movie
Jon
so well.
Favreau. Why would he be in a TV show?
That's the thing. Well, it's a Netflix show. It's not quite a TV show.
You never said Daredevil the movie.
Okay. It very well could have been.
It very well is.
Okay.
Daredevil movie cast. Look it up right now, Jordan.
Anyways, what got us to Jon Favreau? Let's get the train back on the tracks
what was his
here.
name? Mad what? His character name in
Happy
Iron Man?
Hogan?
Happy Hogan.
Yeah,
sorry.
Happy Hogan.
I don't know. I was thinking Mad.
Foggy Nelson is Jon Favreau in the movie.
I stand corrected.
He makes a better Foggy Nelson than
Then the guy in the. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Jon Favreau's hilarious. So
he is.
What's funny is I will know him from a completely different show. He was on Friends for a little while.
Yeah.
He's the billionaire that Monica dates for a while. I'm a huge Friends fan for all you listeners out there.
Will you be there for us?
I'll
I'll
Ranch
be
Transport.
there for you.
I'll be there
Please
for
don't
you.
sue us.
I don't think with that bad version they're going to worry about suing you.
Yeah, I think you have to be close. That was not close. All right.
Thanks for dashing my hopes of karaoke night.
Happy Hogan. What were you going to say? Jon Favreau's awesome.
Yeah, that was. I just was hoping to see him in more than just a little bit in this Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I like him. He definitely has a lot of charisma.
Yeah, he adds a lot of comic relief, but being that Spider-Man's such a funny character himself, it might not be needed. You know, you don't want to have like just too much of a funny movie when it comes to a superhero. Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
Because he's great in 3 when he's really excited about being security.
Yeah, like always looking for people's badges. Hey, where's your badge, buddy?
Badge. Show me your badge. And then he really gets himself into trouble by following the guy from The Office. And anyways, Iron Man 3. I think it's a good movie.
But I think it gives Stark that extra push. Anyways,
I've never seen Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
it's a good
you're
one.
missing out.
It's better than the second one, I thought.
I think I've maybe seen the first one. Couldn't even remember what the plot line was. I don't know if I've seen the second one.
You could probably skip the second one.
I like the second one.
I mean, it's okay, but the first and third were easily better. The first was my favorite just because more of an origin story for him.
That's kind of the problem with me when I'm watching these Marvel movies is, like, I've never seen the Thor movies. It's been a long time if I've seen any of the Iron Man movies. So I feel like a lot of the plot lines, like, I feel like I'm probably missing, like, some backstory that would be nice to know. So, I don't know. I need to be better about... There's just so many movies.
That's the thing. I was reading something that was called event fatigue. So it's like just too much of, you feel like you have to watch other things to understand what's going on in other things, and it's just too much stuff. It's like you get tired of it.
And I feel like Civil War was the first Marvel movie that was definitely previous watching required.
Yes.
You had to know who Bucky was.
Yep.
You had to know who Captain America was. You had to know at least who Iron Man was to get really anything out of that movie. Otherwise, it's just, sound and... I was going to say sound and noise, but that's the same thing. Otherwise, it's just, loud noises and big explosions.
And fights.
So yeah, that was Civil War is easily the most required watching, like previous watching to enjoy it. But really, like, they need to find a way to bundle these on like Netflix or something. So you can, today I'm going to watch Iron Man. Tomorrow, Iron Man 2. Tomorrow, Iron Man 3.
Well, and that's like, why is Civil War on Netflix? But I don't think any of the other movies are.
It's the Disney's new deal with Netflix. Previous year releases are coming out on Netflix Instant, like super soon after.
Sweet.
Yeah, so like Zootopia was on there a couple months ago.
That's a good movie too.
So yeah, I'm guessing early next year we'll get Moana on.
Nice.
So yeah, look forward to that.
So, and that's just with the movies going forward, obviously. Like they're not going to put on.
No, it's not old movies that they'll bring back.
So like, what's the Marvel movie coming out this year?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
So like that will be on Netflix soon after?
It could be at like towards the end of the year.
Nice. And it comes out in May?
Yeah. There's another one coming out as well.
Another Marvel?
Yeah.
Is Black Panther this
year?
Should
be Black Panther. The only Marvel MCU movie that I'm not crazy about is the second Thor movie. But I could sit and watch pretty much any of the Marvel MCU movies and not be annoyed by them. Like Spider-Man 3 when Tobey Maguire's dancing down the street. And he's being a dick. And like, he's not being a dick. He's like being a douchey emo guy. Which is weird because that's not what the symbiote the suit does to you.
Turned him into like a really mean person.
Yeah,
right?
It turns you into a jerk. It doesn't turn you into like someone who dances down the fucking street. Oh, I hate you. I hate you.
We're actually getting the third Thor movie this year.
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok. That's right.
Nice.
That's coming out.
That's also very exciting because they're going to do the Planet Hulk storyline, kind of.
Yeah, it said Hulk was a big part.
Sweet.
So yeah, we have Guardians of the Galaxy May 5th. We have Spider-Man July 7th. And Thor November 3rd. Black Panther is 2018. Avengers Infinity War is May of 2018. We have Ant-Man and the Wasp in July of 2018.
The Wasp.
Nice.
And then we get into 2019, and that's too far out for us to need to worry about right now.
Who knows? Maybe I built a time machine and we can go check out those movies.
But then we miss all the ones that already came out. We'd have to try to find them somewhere.
They're all on Blu-ray.
That costs money, John.
Not in the future.
That's why you go into the past, you put an investment in, and go into the future. And
invest in Marvel in the 90s.
Little do you guys know, in the future, 2019, everything's paid by blowjob. So we'll just be giving blowjobs.
We're supposed to be a family-oriented show here, John.
I see a explicit warning.
Wait, isn't that Kahlua with whipped cream?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Woo woo. I could go for one of those right now. Hey, Jordan. Most anticipated games is kind of hard for me because I don't play that many games throughout the year. Like, I might get one or two. But I do have a list of games I wish I could play. And I'm eagerly anticipating them to come out. The first one's actually coming out pretty soon, Resident Evil 7. It's completely changing how I've viewed Resident Evil. I was super into Resident Evil 2. When that came out, I had awesome strategy guide that came along with it. And
Yep. I remember putting quite a few hours into that one.
yeah, I was terrible at them. I don't think I ever got past the first time you see the like dogs in like the locker area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was really bad at that game.
Oh, man.
Yeah, terrible. And I never went back. Never go back when you're really bad at a game. But I loved the lore of it and all of that stuff. And I read that guide front to back several hundred times, so I could tell you how it ends. But I never got there because I'm not good at that game. Mass Effect Andromeda, I'll probably try to pick up.
Oh, yeah. That one's going to be on my hit list.
I'm excited because BioWare stated that there will be no season pass for the game. So I don't know if that means there won't be any paid for DLC, but as of right now, the way EA's been going lately, like they mentioned Titanfall didn't have any paid DLC season pass, but all of their stuff has been free. Blizzard did that with Overwatch. All of that stuff's free. So
I've never played a game where it required you to buy a season pass. What does that entail?
Well, it doesn't require you to buy a season pass, but it basically requires if you want to keep your multiplayer functionality together, your player base together, season pass basically doubles the price of the game because usually $39.99 or $49.99, and it guarantees you all the DLC that comes out that year.
Okay.
So say it's map packs or something for Call of Duty. Well, if your buddy doesn't have the season pass, so he has to individually buy each map pack at like $15, he ends up spending like $30 more at the end of the year. But if he misses a map pack, you really can't group with him for all the maps that are available because it locks out players. So it kills your player base. So I would understand DLC for like single player content, like extra storylines and stuff.
That was exactly how Mass Effect 3 had done it.
Yeah.
It was all the multiplayer stuff was free, but they did have DLC for extended story and stuff.
Which they needed to do heavy quotation marks because a lot of people hated that ending.
Well, the ending one was free. They gave that one away free.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, thankfully, because that ending just sucked. Even the revised ending was like, eh.
Yeah. I watched the honest trailer for Mass Effect recently. Those guys over at Screen Junkies and CinemaSins on YouTube, they make really good content for video games and movies and TV. And that honest trailer, it's like you spend hundreds of hours deciding what kind of glowing light gets shot out at the end of the game.
That's what the ending is?
It was, in the third one, basically, it was...
Wipe out the whole universe.
Yep.
Restart the whole universe, and then
or shut down all the gates with the Mass Effects.
Mass Effect is a way that they can achieve faster than light travel.
Okay.
So
as we talked about earlier, I didn't even know what Mass Effect was when you texted it. So
it's interesting. Like you can tell, it gets a lot more action based the later it gets. So we'll see from the gameplay trailer of Mass Effect Andromeda. It looks like you can change class mid-game.
Ooh, sweet.
Which, I don't know if I'm, like, super excited about that because that kind of kills replayability. Because if you can just switch on the fly, you might not want to do another gameplay of, I want to try and engineer all the way through the game.
True, that's true.
And it also kills, like, your party, too. Like, I need to have Rex with me because Rex is this...
I didn't think of it that way. Like certain skills for certain missions, yeah. And if you can fill in whatever hole, you don't need a certain teammate. So you could pick your same team the whole time.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't even think
so
of that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but we'll see.
I can see the point of that.
We'll see how it goes. I'm also excited for... I don't know. Red Dead might come out this year. We don't know.
Yeah, that's... I don't know if I was just on the Westworld kick with the Western stuff, but man...
I think a lot of people were.
Well, I really enjoyed the first game. The first game was very well done.
The first game or the first game?
Not Red Dead Revolver. That one was just... I played the hell out of it, but...
That was kind of messy.
Yeah. I feel you don't think it's for sure coming out this year? I thought I saw it on a couple different lists.
Yeah, I did check it for 2017.
It hasn't been officially announced for this year. Which means it could easily be delayed until next year.
Okay.
I did see a couple commercials for it within the last month, so hopefully, like you're saying, like usually it's like a 10-month thing or at least with movies.
Yeah, with movies it is. Yeah, that's probably not coming out.
The Last of Us isn't going to be coming out this year?
I doubt it. I could be wrong, but yeah, I would doubt it with like Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding, Kojima's new game.
Which was an evolution of what was supposed to be Silent Hills, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. It is Red Dead, it's basically Grand Theft Auto with horses, but it is it's a really cool world to get into.
Yeah, it's very immersive once you're in it, I think.
So yeah, that's why I left it off my list, because we don't really know if it is coming out. It probably is.
I dashed my hopes quite thoroughly.
So yeah, we'll see.
And it's also made by Rockstar, correct? The same company as GTA. So it basically is GTA.
Yeah, that's why I said it's GTA with horses.
Hijack somebody's carriage.
Yeah, and hogtie them and put them on the train track.
Well, I forget what the guy's name was. The bad guy in... Was it Bullwinkle? Not Bullwinkle.
Rocky.
In Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Was it Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Yeah, that show.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the bad guy's name was.
Well, Bullwinkle's the good guy. He's a moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he would always twirl his mustache. Anyways, I digress. Sorry.
You do.
We are very good at side notes on the show.
One of my favorite things to do in Red Dead was play poker.
Yeah.
And then when I would lose at poker, I would just kill everybody at the table.
Unfortunately, you don't get your money back.
You don't, but you do get some money, and you get the sweet revenge of, I killed all those bastards.
I'd rather just beat them in cards and then shoot them.
Yeah.
A different game that I never thought I would be interested in, but I found it when I was doing some research, is a game called For Honor.
For
Honor.
I heard of it. Haven't seen anything of it.
Basically just a slash and kill game set in the kind of the Middle Ages. You're swinging around a big sword.
Do you ever play the Dynasty Warrior series?
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like that, but it looks like the one-on-one combat system is more like a fighting game. There's like parries and blocks and dodges that you can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's something weird that happens in the storyline of the game, which originally people thought that this might just be a multiplayer only from like gameplay and stuff, but they are apparently taking time to make a campaign mode.
Yeah, there is a campaign, because I found there's footage of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're interested in watching that.
Yeah, so they have samurais, Vikings, like knights,
Sweet.
like old English knights,
Yeah.
all fighting over this stuff for.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the point of the game is going to be, other than slashing and killing. But
it does look like in some of the gameplay footage you have like the big hordes of NPCs, and then you'll be battling with other real players.
Nice.
On the other side of
Nice. So it's like a real polished hack and slash.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks promising, but it is Ubisoft, I believe.
yeah.
So maybe Assassin's Creed type fighting style or multiple engagement.
Ubisoft is kind of, I don't know. I'd hate to say like they're the Walmart like games, but their games always seem to have problems or require you to have some type of Ubisoft.
I don't like the Uplay. I don't like that.
I know EA's done that before with
Yeah.
their passes and stuff, but it just seems like, I don't know. I haven't been super impressed with an Ubisoft game. I know that they made the Far Cry games, I believe, and those are good.
Very fun. I never did play Primal, but 2 and 3 and 4 were real fun.
Yeah, basically the same game over and over, but
Yeah.
new location.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I find that their games are a lot of hit and miss. So hopefully, I've seen footage of For Honor as well, and I would be excited to play it. I don't know if I'd go out and buy it though.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll buy it either, but it just looked
It does look cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of Ghost Recon Wildlands. That one's looking really good. I don't know if that's going to be another one of those multiplayer only type.
It does look like a wide world though.
Yeah, but being able to... One of the things about Ghost Recon was always that you could kind of choose how you wanted to engage a certain area. And this one takes it to the extreme, it looks like. Gives you lots of options of how to go about... You can use sniper tactics. You can sneak up on places. You have a lot of tech at your advantage too here, and just it looked pretty sweet at least from the active gameplay that I don't remember if it was at E3 or which one it was that they had developers playing it or something.
Yeah, I remember. I'm excited for that too because we haven't had like a big game like that in a long time. And usually those are on PC only. But it does look like they're bringing this to PS4 and Xbox One. And that's actually just coming out in March, so that's
sweet.
That's not very far away. I do remember that the tech demo gameplay, people tried to recreate like the sequence of like stealing a motorcycle and like chasing that guy to the gas station, and having it actually happen that way in the demo did not work out very well.
Oh, really?
There was a lot of like... Yeah, you know,
timing issues, sort of
timing
things.
issues, and like certain things wouldn't happen, and the AI was not driving as well as they thought it would. So hopefully they polished it since then. But
no, I'm imagining it's co-op where you. I would hope you can.
I think so. I would assume.
I would hope, anyways. It would.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
It's hard to play a big game like that on console, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a PC purist or by any stretch of the imagination, but I know like the Tom Clancy games, Rainbow Six and stuff. I always remember playing those on my old desktop at home. Rainbow Six was a great game when it first came out.
I remember the first one being, I think that was PC only.
Yeah, super
and
hard.
It was extremely detail orientated. Like you got to choose where you guys go in and all that stuff.
I loved all the planning and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was one of those like one hit and your guy will be incapacitated.
It's extremely realistic in that sense, yeah.
You have a guy who can break down a door, but if he breaks down the door and there's a bad guy there, you're gonna lose 3 guys on an entry.
You gotta like flash and clear every door.
I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege, which is the newest one.
That one's multiplayer only.
Yes. Multiplayer only, and it's like I think 6-on-6.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of hostage or bomb defusal.
Yep.
And a lot of like breaking down doors and using little spider bots to like...
It seemed much more set piece. I didn't care for that.
I don't know. It interests me if I had friends that played, but going in solo on a game like that, not really.
Yeah. Another one that I was looking at was Overkill's The Walking Dead. We tried taking a look at a quick trailer of it. By the end of it, we were watching Robert Kirkman saying, this is the multiplayer game that Walking Dead fans want. So... hopefully by just that, because the rest of the trailer didn't really seem to yield much.
Yeah. Robert, I don't know if you know me that well, but I don't know what type of game you think I want for a co-op Walking Dead game. We'll have to see how it goes, because I think aside from the Telltale games, there hasn't been a good Walking Dead game.
I mean, I did not totally hate Survival Instinct.
Right.
I only paid $5 for it, so if you paid $60, that would probably piss me off. Yeah. But $5 was the perfect price to pay for that game, and I enjoyed it. I mean, nothing wrong with Daryl Dixon kicking some ass.
Yeah. Jordan, do you have any other games?
Nope. No. We talked about the 3 I had mentioned of Mass Effect, For Honor, and whatever that third one was we talked about.
Red Dead?
Red Dead.
Yep. Red Dead 2.
That was the 3 on my list.
Well, if you have any anticipated television shows, movies, or video games you want to let us know about, we can mention you next episode. Drop us a line over at facebook.com/WeSoundLikeNerds. You can also hit us up on Twitter at WSLN Podcast using the hashtag WeSoundLikeNerds. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/WeSoundLikeNerds. And for the next episode, we don't have a topic yet. So we'll have to see how the week goes.
So you're going to be as surprised as we are.
Yes. Maybe we'll just wing it and, do something like that.
Do what we do.
Give us some suggestions.
You can drop us a suggestion on any of those social media outlets that I mentioned. For We Sound Like Nerds, I'm John.
I'm Jordan.
And this is Kyle.
Nerd out. After you and I texted this week about how we need to work on not having as much stuff to cut out.
No, I don't mind I don't like cutting out the other stuff. You come inside my head, you look around, you tell me I'm wrong.
Let's get the train back on the tracks
what was his
here.
Name?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Honestly, I think this is one of our best episodes.
It probably
this just talking, like not actually having a set, like this is your turn to talk.
Yeah.
I'll probably stop recording.
You can. I mean, there's
bonus features.